Did you watch the debate? Of course I watched the debate. Like, everybody watched the debate. I mean, come on. Like, I'll talk about that for a little bit, but I don't want this to be like a big political stream, because I know if we do that, everybody's just gonna get mad. And it's like, I have no problem just like talking about things, but I'll say, you didn't? Oh man. It's a good call. Listen, this is it. The thing is, like, it's exactly what I expected it to be. Like, Joe Biden is an old asshole, and Donald Trump is also an old asshole. And I expected it to be like, there was a time that Donald Trump was talking and Joe Biden was talking, and there was a time that Joe Biden was talking and Donald Trump was talking at the same time. And then there was a time that the moderator was trying to talk over the two of them talking over each other. And like half of the time, I didn't even know what the fuck was being said because they kept talking over each other. Like, there was like a bunch of times whenever somebody was saying something and then the other guy interrupted him, and I'm like, wait, what was he trying to say? Like, I was like, what the fuck? It was insane, man. Very upsetting. I don't know, like, both sides are bad. Oh yeah, you're right. yeah, whichever side that you like did nothing wrong. Okay, yeah, sure. Listen, it was a fucking shit show. Like, it was a complete fucking shit show. Anybody, like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be, like, pressured into picking a side of who was dumber. Like, it was a complete fucking shit show. Was it a tax dodging section? Listen, like, anybody, like, you know, people might get mad at me about this. I'm not gonna hold it against anybody who tries to save money on taxes, okay? Whenever I have the government spending my money on bombs, no, I'm not gonna feel bad whenever I do something that's legally allowed to not give them as much money to waste on a fucking military industrial complex. No, I'm not. Like, it'd be one thing if I was going and I was spending money on, you know, like fucking teachers or some shit. But no, I think the government wastes money. I do. Everybody tries to write things off their taxes. I don't hold that against anybody. I think the people that do are being hypocritical. If you're not breaking the law on your taxes, I think you're fine, okay? The problem is that the fact that the loopholes exist to begin with. Getting mad at somebody for exploiting a loophole in the tax system is fucking stupid. You should never fault somebody for acting in self-interest in that way. It's a stupid way of looking at things, and it's just a moral grandstanding. I don't like that at all. Thoughts on family being brought into the debate? I think it's completely fine in some circumstances and not in others. I mean, do you really think that the fucking Joe Biden's son, who's a heroin or a cocaine addict, didn't get a really good job because his dad was an important person? It's clearly nepotism. I'm like, you have to be stupid to think that it's not. Of course it's fucking nepotism. So, and who cares? Well, because it didn't work out. He's taking money from Russians, apparently. Maybe that's not true. I don't fucking know. Same with Trump? Yeah, of course. I don't think this is like a one-sided thing. Yeah, I don't think it's a one-sided thing at all. Either way, we're fucked. You know, Hunter isn't the candidate. Well, no, it's not about that. It's the fact that Joe Biden created a situation where his son got an unfair preferential treatment over other people, even though his son was a drug addict. Yeah, I mean, that clearly shows that he's using his power and influence in a way to benefit people that is not in the best interest of the public. Like, what do you mean? I'm sorry, but it's that, I think that's completely fair. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, how do you, I'm not a big fan of like Trump doing that either. I don't like that shit at all. Trump changed the loopholes. He is a swamp. I think that he should. I don't like this. Like, listen, I've said this before. I have no problem paying money in taxes, okay? If there is a way that I can save money on my taxes, I will do it. But that does not mean that I would not want to remove the ways to save money. Does that make sense? So, of course, I'm going to save money, but I don't think those ways to save money should exist in the first place. That's what I think makes the most sense. So, for example, I think all of the loopholes and different ways that you can save money, I think they should look at that. Because I do believe that, like, a lot of rich people, they probably don't pay as much taxes as they should. I could be wrong about that, but that's certainly the way that it seems. Taxation is theft. That's a stupid... taxation is theft is the stupidest thing that you can possibly say. Listen, taxation cannot be theft because theft implies personal ownership. And if the state dictates what personal ownership is, then they can dictate what it is not. And if they can dictate that you do not personally own the thing that they're taking away from you, then it's not theft by the definition of you not owning it. It's literally it's the dumbest thing you can possibly say. I don't agree with that at all. Okay? I know dumbass says, yeah, I'm sorry guys, but like I feel like, let me see here, it doesn't work like that. Of course it does. There's no God has not come down. Like, the idea of personal property is a human construct that exists and is enforced and defined by the state. So if the state redefines what you own by the tax code, and the amount of it that you own by the tax code, because they're the ones who dictated the fact of the ownership in the first place, then they can't be technically stealing it from you because they're the ones that dictate what the ownership was in the first place. It's just logic. Like, I'm sorry, it's just logic. And so, again, like, I'm sorry, they shouldn't be dictating that. They kind of have to. Like, in a way, they do kind of have to. Emotionally unstable people crying. Well, this is why I don't like talking about politics, is because these emotionally unstable Andes can't talk about things without getting mad about them. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care who wins. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I think that they're both relatively bad. I don't even know if I'm going to vote. That's the real truth. I don't. Like, I think that the entire system is a complete sham. I think that I think it's a complete fucking, not an inside job, but it's ruled by oligarchs and a lot of money. And people are being fed the stupidest, dumbest takes possible. The debates are purely for show. They don't talk about hardly anything of substance. It's just bad. Like, the whole thing is bad. And I don't like it at all. That's really the truth, man. What is this here? A two-party system? If we had three parties, it would be stupid too. You say both are bad, defended white supremacy, told them to stand by. The thing is, like, oh my God. Like, whenever I watched the debate, I didn't get that out of it. A lot of other people did. It was just so stupid. Like, it was so fucking stupid. Like, it's exhausting to deal with that shit. Of course you didn't? Well, no. Like, I didn't, like, here's the thing. Like, whenever I watched it, whenever I listened to what Donald Trump said, I didn't think that he was defending white supremacy. Now, I went on Twitter, and apparently everybody else fucking disagreed with that. But whenever I watched what he said, he clearly got interrupted. He clearly got interrupted whenever he was saying it. And this is the exact same thing that happened with Joe Biden. Is that Donald Trump said to Joe Biden, he's like, can you just say law and order? And Joe Biden says, well, of course I can say, and then Donald Trump's like, see, you can't say it. He just immediately interrupts him. Like, yeah, they interrupt each other. So no, I'm not going to take, this guy, it's fucking stupid. It's so bad though, man. It's so absolutely bad. Yeah, they interrupt each other whenever they're trying to talk, and then they get mad and pretend like the other person isn't saying what they wanted them to say whenever they just interrupted them and preventing them from saying what they were going to say. No, I'm very unhappy about this. I'm very, very frustrated. I don't like it. I think you guys probably know by this point, like, I have no problem talking with people about what I think or what I believe or what I think is true or anything. I have no problem talking with somebody like, I don't know, like Hassan. Like, I like Hassan. I watched his stream last night. I agree with a lot of the things that he says. And there's other people on the right that I agree with too. Like, I'm not a monolith person. I'm not like I don't look at things from one direction. Okay? That's really all there is to it. I don't really have like super strong opinions on these kinds of things because I think that if you do that, it obfuscates the truth. But anyway, the cancel culture thing, okay? I'll talk about that just for a minute, okay? Centrist gang? Well, I dislike this idea that being a centrist is a bad thing. I do, because it implies, and I think it creates a pressure for people to take one extremist point of view or another, and I don't like that. I think that it's unhealthy. You know, bringing up politics is super sensitive. Nations polarized and divided countries, so bringing this up on stream is going to ignite some rage from some people. Well, I disagree with that. I think that people should be held to a higher standard, to not be expected to just completely rage out and mauled out whenever a conversation is being had. Just because people are emotionally charged doesn't mean that they should be allowed to act emotionally charged. It's a stupid thing, and it rationalizes bad behavior and stupid behavior. I don't like it at all. And so, yeah, of course I'm going to talk about things, even if people are going to get upset about them because they're stupid for getting upset about them.